far, we have discussed about two fundamental forces. One is gravitational force, was given by Newton. Another one is given by Coulomb. And we have briefly discussed about this. Now, third comes strong nuclear force. Where from this force is acts between nucleons. Now the question comes: what are nucleons? The combined name of proton and neutron for the two fundamental particles which stays in a nucleus. Suppose this is the nucleus. Suppose this is our atom. Here is nucleus. In nucleus, there is proton and neutron. Proton and neutron is called nucleus. So the fundamental particles which stays inside the nucleus of an atom is called nucleus. Now the question comes: why we are talking about nucleus? Because this strong nuclear force range is only nucleus. It acts up to nucleus only. So that's why we are talking about nucleus. What happens, guys? In a second chapter, we understand that same charges repel each other. Yes, yes. Same charges repel each other. So that in nucleus there is proton proton, there is neutron proton, there is neutron neutron pair. So in a very small nucleus is the very small part. Nucleus is a very small part of atom, and we have already discussed this one. So it's a contradiction that day before we were talking about that the same charges repel each other. Means proton is positive, second proton is also positive. These are same charges. And you are saying that in nucleus there is neutrons and protons stays together. Means it's a contradiction. Virodhavas. It's a contradiction that once you are saying that same charges repulse each other, then how can we say that in nucleus two protons stays together? And of course, yes, it is there. ऐसा ही होता है. प्रोटॉन प्रोटॉन को रिपल्सन करता है. तो क्या होगा कि जब we can understand that suppose in a nucleus, think about a nucleus. एक nucleus के बारे में सोचो. In a nucleus there are many protons. Suppose these are many protons. For a moment, don't talk about neutron. So this repulsive force should a very big repulsive force will be there, okay, which can damage, or maybe if there is a huge repulsion, the walls of the nucleus should drop. तो जो न्यूक्लियस की दीवारें होती है वो टूट जाना चाहिए. पर ऐसा होता नहीं है, इसीलिए बोला so that we can conclude from here that to overcome repulsive force between proton okay, a force which to overcome a force exists must exist, that is your strong nuclear force. Its range is only nucleus, इसकी जो रेंज है वो न्यूक्लियस तक की होती है, ठीक है. So what we understand, we finally comes to know that a strong nuclear force is a force which acts between proton, neutron, and which acts between proton, and neutron. The force which binds two or more than two protons together, or you can say the force which is responsible behind the formation of the nucleus is called strong nuclear force. It's the strongest force. It's the strongest force of the nature. ये नेचर का सबसे स्ट्रॉन्ग फोर्स है, okay, which acts between proton, neutron, and neutron. So once again, today what we discussed that a strong nuclear force acts between proton, neutron. It acts between proton, and neutron. Means within the nucleus, because these all stay together in a nucleus. So a strong nuclear force is up to only nucleus. Its range is up to only nucleus. Okay, after nucleus it is not, you can say, applicable. So I already together proton and neutron combinedly known as a nucleons. So strong nuclear force acts between nucleons. It is the strongest force of nature. ये नेचर का सबसे ज्यादा ताकतवर फोर्स इज द स्ट्रॉन्गेस्ट फोर्स ऑफ नेचर. नाउ how it exists, how it exists. To understand this, first we have to understand this, that electromagnetic force, we learned that same charges repel each other. It is one of the property of charge. So same charges repels each other, as positive repels each other, negative repels each other. So that scientists start thinking that if same charges repels each other, how can the proton stays together in nucleus? Because protons must, I have mentioned here, must repel each other, and there should be no nucleus. It should be break. Okay. So finally, scientists comes to an conclusion that to overcome this repulsive force between proton in nature, a force must exist that overcome the repulsive force between the proton, neutron. I can't say repulsive, but it's good to understand from here. If you understand this, you will understand the concept of strong nuclear force. So, if you know this much, means you know everything. No mean of writing big notes, only the main fundamental things you should knowing about this strong nuclear force. So to overcome repulsive force between proton, a force must exist that should be very strong because this repulsive force to overcome this repulsive force, the force which is going to bind them together from outside must be very strong. It should be more stronger than this repulsive force. So a force is required which is more strongest than this one, and that is gravity. Fourth and the last comes weak nuclear force. Weak nuclear force is a force which also exists in the nature, and it can be understood from during the radioactivity. If you want to copy, you can copy. I am giving you 2 minutes. Now the last one, that is weak nuclear force. Actually, it's very small introduction about it. Weak nuclear force, it simply means that if we look at the periodic table, there are some heavy nucleus. As you see that protons and neutrons comes and fills inside nucleus. So one stage comes, there are only few elements. There are very few elements that are called radioactive elements. In radioactive elements, the nucleus becomes weak because of more number of protons and neutrons. Due to more number of protons and neutrons, in few elements which are called radioactive elements becomes weak, nucleus becomes weak. कौन वीक हो जाता है? उनका न्यूक्लियस वीक हो जाता है। और न्यूक्लियस वीक होने से they start here, look at this, they start, suppose this is radioactive element uranium or thorium or plutonium. In such nuclei, nucleus breaks down and three types of rays comes out: gamma rays, beta rays, and alpha rays. Alpha rays are positively charged particles, beta rays are negatively charged particles, and gamma rays are neutral particles. Now my answer is here. To answer the phenomena of radioactivity, or spontaneous splitting of spontaneous decay, the spontaneous decaying of some of heavy nuclei due to more number of proton and neutron. Hope you will not ratta it, you will understand it. Due to more number of protons and neutrons, the nucleus becomes very heavy and it becomes very weak. Due to more number of proton and neutron, nucleus becomes weak and start decaying and gives some rays called alpha rays, gamma rays, and beta rays. These alpha rays, gamma rays, beta rays. Beta rays are negatively charged, alpha rays are positively charged, and gamma rays are neutral. Okay, where from these all are coming? They all are coming from a nucleus. And such element is called radioactive elements, and this phenomena is called radioactivity. This phenomena is called radioactivity. In short, to explain radioactivity, scientists suggest this fourth force of nature, which is actually at number. It is not the name is weak, but is not weakest. The weakest force of nature is gravitational force. Hope you understand. So finally, we have understand about four forces. If you want to copy, you can copy it. I'm leaving you for 2 minutes for copying. So far, we have discussed about four nuclear forces, four fundamental forces. So we have discussed about four fundamental forces of nature in detail. The strongest force of nature is strong nuclear force which acts between proton, proton, and so on. Is nucleus. Weak nuclear force is the fourth force of nature which explains the radioactivity where the nucleus becomes weak. That's why you also can say that strong when nucleus becomes weak, that's why it's a weak nuclear force title is given. I have already explained about gravitational force. Because of that this universe is established for formation of universe. Now we are moving to the last topic of this chapter, that is four conservation laws of nature. Now see, laws of conservation. The first is law of conservation of energy. That you know. According to this, the total energy is always constant. Energy cannot be created nor be destroyed. Energy is of a system is always constant. Neither it be created nor be destroyed. For example, मैं आपको बताता हूँ. Suppose you are feeling hunger. आपको भूख लगा है. अब आप कुछ भी खाएंगे भूख मिटाने के लिए. Suppose you ate some food. अब जो आपका फूड है वो किससे बना है? वो सीड से बना होगा. सीड्स इसके सीड्स जो पका था, राइट, इन सनलाइट, when you took the food you are having energy to work. Let's see guys, now it's a change. Sunlight, heat energy stored in the seed. सनलाइट का जो हीट एनर्जी था वो बीच में आ गया एंड यू मेड इट फ्लोर. उसका आपने आटा बना लिया. ठीक है. और आटा बनाकर आपने उसका फूड, सपोज रोटी बना ली और खा लिया. तो आप कुछ भी फूड खाते हो कोई कोई बीच का होता है. तो देखिए यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है कि जो सन के पास एनर्जी है, ओके, वो एनर्जी हीट एनर्जी था. हीट एनर्जी यहाँ पे stored in the form of chemical energy of a seed, and when you eat it, it is giving you the heat. You are feeling something good. When you feel hunger, you ate anything. After some time you are ready to work. Why? Because now your body has got the energy from the food. तो ये एनर्जी जो आपकी बॉडी को मिला है ये फाइनली आया कहां से? सनलाइट. गेट इट. तो आपने देखा कहीं भी एनर्जी कैन नॉट बी क्रिएटेड नॉर बी डिस्ट्रॉयड. नाउ when you take a match stick, this is match box, this like this. When you take a match stick and rub it, so when you are rubbing it, it's a friction. Due to friction heat produced, and friction is the heat energy. Heat energy converted kinetic energy came first. When you are doing like this, it's a kinetic energy. Kinetic energy produce heat energy. Heat energy produce. So when you are rubbing, it is kinetic energy, and kinetic energy is converting into the heat energy. Okay. and heat energy is going into the universe, space. But this whole energy is coming from what if suppose your energy, you are doing some work where this work is going, this work is going to be stored in the universe. So finally, the energy which came from universe is it's still in universe means either neither you can create can't create the energy nor you destroy. This is the first law of energy. Energy cannot be created nor be destroyed. There can be many examples. आपके नाइन्थ में एग्जांपल था एक बॉल यहाँ पे है अभी इसमें पोटेंशियल एनर्जी है जब ये गिरेगा नीचे जब ये गिरता आएगा तो पोटेंशियल एनर्जी काइनेटिक एनर्जी यहाँ पे जीरो है लेकिन जब ये गिरेगा तो यहाँ पोटेंशियल काइनेटिक एनर्जी भी होगा पोटेंशियल एनर्जी भी होगा जब ये ग्राउंड पे आ जाएगा तो इसका पोटेंशियल एनर्जी जीरो हो जाएगा काइनेटिक एनर्जी मैक्सिमम हो जाएगा इसका मतलब दिस इज दैट टोटल एनर्जी यहाँ पे इसका जो था मैंने बोला टोटल एनर्जी कांस्टेंट तो यहाँ पे टोटल एनर्जी इतना था यहाँ पे भी वही रहेगा यहाँ पे भी वही रहेगा इस हिसाब से कहीं पे भी हो anywhere from this path on this path the total energy of the body is not going to be remain changed. Okay, this law is known as a which is applicable in this universe which is simply means that energy cannot be created nor be destroyed. Okay, second law is law of conservation of charge. It is also there charge cannot be created nor be destroyed. For example, when your battery of mobile gets discharged, you used to plug in into the switch board and you are getting the charge. Again, you are using it and you get it. That charge is flowing through your circuit and running your mobile. Okay, that is current. So means charge cannot be created nor be destroyed. Third one is law of conservation of linear momentum. Linear momentum, what happens guys? Suppose you are having a ball and it is having mass. If you apply some force, it will get some velocity. So this is your momentum. So once you are giving it a momentum, if there is no frictionless surface, if there is frictionless surface, it will keep moving. If it is frictionless surface, if friction surface, then it will move some time and after that it will stop. This law says that linear momentum means momentum before collision equals to momentum after collision. You have seen that when two vehicles collides with each other, which is called accident in our day-to-day life. So suppose a Maruti is has meet with an accident is occurred between a Maruti car and a big truck. So both of are going to be damaged. It says that whatever momentum was of Maruti car is shifted to the truck and whatever momentum was of the truck is shifted to the Maruti car and finally we comes to know that Maruti car has got more damage then the damage of Maruti car is more than the truck because momentum of truck was very high because its mass was very high. Suppose both of are having same velocity even the mass of truck is high so that this law is called law of conservation of momentum. So it also holds in the nature ये भी nature के अंदर hold होता है. अब आता है law of conservation of angular momentum. Law of conservation of angular momentum, you have seen that once you switch off the fan, even it is rotating for half second, 30 second, 40 second like this and making some round. Why it is? Because यहाँ पे it is called that the angular momentum once you were started the fan it was at rest means its angular velocity was zero. Once you will switch off again till it is not going to be zero it will not stop. So the total angular momentum to conserve the angular momentum after switching off even your fan keeps rotating. This is all about introduction of first chapter and so that we have finished our first chapter that is physical world. Hope you enjoyed and understand it. Rest of the things